Hey guys, Wade Willis here for Wade's Weeb Reviews, and this newest episode for my teen romantic comedy, it's episode 6 for the climax season, final season. Pretty interesting episode. Not a ton happened plot-wise necessarily. Well, I take that back. We're starting to see what Hachiman's kind of plan is, and we saw him kind of go through the process of coming up with that plan. The episode started off with him kind of talking to Aroha, and of course their dialogue was freaking hilarious as always. He found out why she actually wanted to do prom according to her, which my whole time I thought she had some ulterior motive for a dude, which honestly, thinking about how her character is, she probably would have told Hachiman the truth if that's what she was going for, unless she's trying to go for him in some way. But the whole time I thought she was trying to plan some like prom situation where she gets asked to prom or is like prom queen and stuff. And she kind of admits to him like, yeah, I'm doing this because I heard Hiratsuka sensei's leaving and I wanted to do something for her. And Hachiman's like inner monologue thinking about how Aroha and Hiratsuka sensei's like relationship, like flawed relationship was pretty funny. And she actually, I opened up and admitted like, hey, I actually don't have that many friends and I wanted to do something for you guys, you seniors that I care about. So actually way nicer motives than I was expecting from her. And I love her character, but she's a little bit sneaky with things a lot of times. Then it goes to Hachiman having dinner with his sister, and she gives him like 2 different options. It's the same thing, but gives him two options for food, and then he has like a flashback to offering Aroha 2 different drinks. And you can kind of see the wheels are turning, and you're like, okay, this is important for some reason, but I don't know how yet. So then he starts asking his sister about, and this is like probably one of my favorite parts of the episode, about what she is like doing for her graduation stuff and like what parties they're having. And he's like taking notes on what his like 8th grade sister is gonna do and what is normal for them, because to me it was like an alien that's like taking notes on someone from like Earth or so, like they don't understand how they do things. And it just reminded us like how out of touch like Hachiman is and like in his own head and stuff. It was super funny. And the next like really important part of the episode, Hachiman's kind of telling Yui that yeah, I'm gonna help with prom. She's like, oh, Yukino allowed you to help her? And she's like he's like, no, I'm actually competing against her. And she's just so thrown off by it and everything. It's pretty amazing, her reaction in that situation. So she asks to help, and then they go to a diner to kind of work on stuff, and they end up inviting Saika, Saki, and Yoshiteru to help them with the prom. And those are 3 of my favorite characters like in any show, especially Yoshiteru. Like he's just the most extra like otaku character ever, and I'm super excited that he's going to be involved in this planning process, because anytime he's involved in something, it's just going to get like move up to like an 11 out of 10 on the like extra scale. So I'm super excited for this. And we actually saw like kind of the genius in Hachiman. He's like, yeah, we're gonna offer a completely separate prom that's gonna suck, but not suck enough that they think it's fake. But they're given 2 options, and they're obviously gonna choose Yukino's option, which this is smart in 2 instances. One, I mean, he brings up the situation like, oh, you hear like ice cream has sugar in it, so you don't want to eat it, but then they offer an ice cream with 50% of the sugar, which is basically Yukino's ice cream. And then you end up getting ice cream even though you're like trying to watch your weight. So it's a smart idea. And what I think is even more smart about it she's going to have her plan chosen because of him. So she'll still win, and it gives off the facade. And I know this is part of the thing. It's going to give off the facade that she did do this on her own and stuff, but really, there's no way it would have happened without him. But it's pretty smart how he does it. She'll probably realize it in the end and stuff, and there's going to be some big, probably blow up because of it. But it's super smart on his part because it does give off the vibe that she is doing a good job and everything, which not like she isn't, but you're going against Yukino's mom, which is like a savage competitor. It's going to be hard to beat her. And then from there, really, and the most emotional part of the episode, Yui and Hachiman go and they go to like this workstation, which I honestly haven't seen anything really like this in America. I'm assuming it exists, but I've seen it in a few other anime, so I think this is more common in Japan. Like there's some libraries I can do that at, but not to the extent where they have so many workstations for you to work on things. I thought that was pretty cool. And that's just a side note. But yeah, then she's kind of watching stuff on prom. He's working on stuff as well. They were trying to figure out a venue, and they're kind of arguing a bit on that. And then she pulls the oldest trick in the book, acts like she falls asleep on his shoulder, which gotta give it for Yui shooting her shot. And the rest of the episode is really, and it's like 3 minutes of her like acting like she's asleep on his shoulder, kind of like, and it's her inner monologue, and I really love how they're doing this in the show, is her like inner monologue, and she's like saying like, she actually said this part out loud, and she's like, I wish this day could go on forever, but she talks about how she's fake falling asleep. She's doing something like this changes nothing because the end is set in stone. And it's first of all, like, you guys who've watched my other reviews of the show, you guys know I'm like obsessed with Yui. She's like one of my favorite characters of any show. She's amazing. Probably best, like my favorite waifu ever in anything. And she's just such a sweet person. And in these monologues, and they did this 2 episodes ago when she was crying by herself, she's kind of like, it's her arguing back and forth with her own mind and like what she should do. And it's just heartbreaking. And you see her, she's laying there with her eyes closed, and she's like, yeah, like, and you can see that she's crying with her eyes closed. And the way it is amazing how they shoot this in the show. It hurts you. You know that they're gonna mess with your heartstrings every time it's like a Yui and Hachiman scene. If I fall for it every time, they keep honeypotting me, or honey dicking you, however you want to say it, and they take out Yukino out of the equation. So like Hachiman's not really dealing with her. Then him and Yui have their like chemistry, and it's looking good. And then you know it's not going to end the way you want, at least if you're Team Yui like me. And I just love it, and I'd love to know what you guys think about these scenes where it has like her inner monologue, kind of, and she's like almost arguing with herself because she's like, no, this isn't going to change anything. I'm praying that, like, she's basically praying that her like lie turns into a reality. It's really interesting, the back and forth, because this is what we do in our heads when we are like in love with someone and we don't think that it's gonna work out. So, but yeah, I really liked the episode. Again, it kicked me in the crotch again, breaking my heart. But what did you guys think? Did you like the episode? What do you think about Hachiman's plan? Do you think the crappy but kind of okay prom is gonna help Yukino's prom make it through? I'd love to know what you guys think. But yeah, guys, like the video, subscribe to my page. I'm Wade Willis. Thanks.